it going, everybody? So if you're wondering why we kind of had a break in videos for a while, it's because we finally moved to a new spot. So this is our new driveway. So we are working on setting up a new shop out of the garage. So they're just getting started on setting up all the insulation up in between the walls. We just hooked up all our lights. We had an electrician come in and put in all these outlets up in the ceiling. So they're all on the light switch, so all these lights are connected. We're not going to be able to insulate the ceiling quite yet, but at least having all this stuff on the walls will help quite a bit. We had the electrician set up our 240 volt outlet right here for our air compressor. So we're also going to be prepping the floors. We cleaned up, patched this section right here, so we can paint over it, and so we don't have a giant crack in the middle of the floor. Going to be using like a single stage epoxy floor paint with a separate primer. We also borrowed this power washer, just power washing off the driveway, getting all the schmutz off of it. You can see it was pretty bad. So probably just going to throw you guys on time lapse as we just start laying all this stuff down.
One of those would probably fit underneath the...
Yeah, that's what I mean. We'll do all the big solid.
I was thinking if we cut this into 3, then it'll fill that whole thing by itself.
Oh, okay.
Because it's skinny.
All right. We got one left. Go get a piece of sheetrock and stand it up over there.
Okay.
The insulation contractor's slowing us up. Take that mass back. In fact, you could probably take the other one back.
Huh?
Take it whatever you do.
The big one?
Yeah.
No, we want them for painting cars.
Yeah, we're going to keep them for painting cars.
Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
Just need a little piece, I guess.
The only thing I got left is like dry, crusty road.
Alright guys, so all the drywall is done. Everything is prepped and ready, so we got everything hung, everything's nailed down, all the seams all worked over with this fiberglass tape. So this is where we're going to leave it for tonight, but it came out really, really good. I'm super happy with it. We got all the window seals. We kind of did all this with drywall as well. We used caulking to seal the windows in. So we have molding to go over all this. So then we hot mud it and everything. Tomorrow it should look great. We have to fill in all these cracks, cover up all the nails, but that's going to be a job for tomorrow. So made huge progress today. So see you guys in the morning. Alright, so it's the next day. We're getting ready to mix up our mud. We just got all of our window trim on. We just kind of threw that on there real quick. Stuff was super cheap, so I think it was like $1 a sheet or something like that, but came out pretty good. So we're going to have to encase all of this in hot mud, as well as all the seams that are covered in the tape, and every little nail that's in there, before we can actually put the primer down. But so far it's looking really good. So throw you guys back on time lapse and let's get it done. Okay, so we got all the hot mud done. Everything's kind of sculpted. It turned out really good. We just kind of did it a little bit rough, so we're going to have to go back and sand over a lot of this, so the paint and primer will stick to it. But it's turned out really good. So we got all the primer done. It came out really, really well. Everything should be dry now. So next up is we got to lay down this latex semi-gloss white. So the primer was a flat white, as you can see. But really happy with how all the putty work and everything went. It's super, super smooth. You can't even tell where the transitions are, really. I mean, there's a few minor blemishes here and there, but so far it's turned out pretty good for our first time doing drywall. So put you guys back on the time lapse and let's get some walls painted. Alright, so we got everything cleaned out of here. The walls are pretty much done. We put some wood up here as sort of like a ceiling just to kind of keep the heat in. Did that off camera, as well as like just cleaned up all the floors. So we put this cement etching stuff down and power washed it all out to get it ready for paint. So first we have a floor primer we got to put down to get everything primed up, and then we have a one-stage or a one-part epoxy, like floor epoxy that we're going to be using. It's like they call it a slate gray, so that has the hardener and everything already built into it, so we don't have to really worry about that. But we got all our wall outlets all figured out. This guy, we just put a couple nails in the wall to hang that. That's for our internet. But it's coming out really good. Pretty happy. This is our first time doing drywall. All the outlets and everything came out pretty good. The window seals look decent. I mean, they're not perfect. We could have done a little more work with the hot mud stuff to really smooth it all out, but I think it looks good. So we're just letting it dry out a little bit with the sun coming in. Then we're going to get to primering. Alright, that is it for all the primer. So it's a clear primer, so you can't really tell. So now it is time to get started on this stuff. This is the one-part concrete garage floor paint epoxy in slate gray. So same brand as the concrete primer, which is clear. It's all bare, so should look pretty good. We're going to go around the edges with a paintbrush first to try to get everything nice and neat, and then just roll it on. We're going to do 2 coats, so it should be 2 gallons for this whole garage. Alright guys, so that's going to be it. The transformation is pretty insane. It looks great. I cannot wait to get started working on cars in here. This is only the first coat of the one part epoxy, so we have another gallon we're going to throw on this off camera. But everything's ready for us to start moving our stuff in. So the next video you should see we already have everything moved in here. We should be working on one of the car projects. We have so many projects already lined up. But air compressor is going to go right there. Everything's all set up. I need to get some more lighting. But super happy with how this all came out. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys like this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions on doing this at home or why we did this or whatever, leave it in the comments. But see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.